Today I'll show you how to use the spot and perpetual sections on Millionero, which is one of the newest and most user-friendly crypto exchanges out there. By the end of this video, you'll have the confidence to start trading on Millionero like a pro. If you're new to crypto and want to learn everything you need to know in one place, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. Let's dive in. Get started by creating your very own Millionero crypto trading account by using the link down in the description below. Once you've found the link, you should land on the Millionero website page. From here, you would just click register to open a new account, enter an email address, a password, confirm your password, a referral code. There should already be one in there if you've used the link down below. Agree to the terms and conditions and then hit register. Once you've created your account, you should land right in your wallet. From here, you will need to fund your account to be able to spot trade or use the perpetual section. You can do that by either buying crypto with fiat or depositing crypto from another exchange or wallet. To buy crypto with fiat, simply click buy crypto. Select the crypto you want to buy by scrolling the list or typing it in, and then choose your preferred payment method from the provided list here. These pictures show you at a quick glance of how you can buy your crypto, whether that be via card payment, SEPA or wire transfer. Just take note that each of these third-party payment options may charge different fees, so you'll have to go through these to make sure that the method you want to buy crypto with is available in your country. For example, if I click on TransFi, then hit the drop down arrow beside the fiat currency list where it says Euro, you can see if I type in USD, USD isn't available, which means I would need to go find another payment method to be able to buy crypto. If I click on Banksa, where it says Euro, that is the fiat currency list. Make sure my currency is available. Enter the amount I want to spend. So let's just say 10. It will give me a quote of how much USDT I will receive, 9.33. I would then hit buy crypto, and now it will take me to Banksa's third-party website. From here, you would double check your order. USD orders must be between $50,000 and $15,000. So let's just change that to 100. It will then give me a quote in USDT. You can choose your preferred payment method, whether that be via Visa, MasterCard or Google Pay, and then hit create order. Once you have done all of that, your crypto should then land in your spot wallet. The other option to fund your Millionero account is to deposit crypto from another wallet or exchange. Simply hit deposit, choose the cryptocurrency you are wanting to receive or deposit into this account, choose the network you will be receiving your crypto on. So there is only two options, ERC20 and TRC20. This is super important. If you select ERC20 as your depositing crypto network, then you must send your crypto via the ERC20 network. Otherwise, your crypto may end up with Tinkerbell and Peter Pan and Never Land, and you may not be able to get it back. So be sure to double check the network and make sure they are matching. The same goes for the address. The easiest way to make sure that this is correct without having to type in all the numbers and letters is to click the copy icon at the end and paste it directly into the withdrawal slip in the other exchange or wallet where you are getting it from. So let me just give you a quick run through of how to deposit crypto from another exchange or wallet. First, I'm going to select the crypto I want to send in, which is USDT. I then select the network. I'm going to choose TRC20. That's all I need at this point in time. From my other exchange or wallet, I hit withdraw. I select on chain. I would then select the crypto I am wanting to send over to Millionero, which is USDT. From here, I would copy the address from Millionero and paste it directly into the address here. The network, sometimes it automatically works it out for you, but in this case it hasn't, so I would just go through and select TRC20. Great, that matches up with this one here. Withdraw details, minimum is 2.6, so let's just send 5, then hit confirm. From here, you would enter your PIN and your email code and hit confirm. Once you've done all of that, it should land directly in your Millionero spot wallet. Now that we've funded our account, let's check out the spot section. Head up to the spot tab at the top of your screen and you will land on the spot trading section. In the top left hand corner we have the trading pairs or tickers. If you click on it, we can search our cryptocurrency we are wanting to trade or scroll the list. If we select the stars, this will add them to our favorites list, which we can then find here in our favorites. We have some information about this particular pair, which is BTC USDT. We can see the percentage change over the last 24 hours, the current market price, the 24-hour high and low, the 24-hour volume in BTC. So this is 222 times the current market price, so 103,814. You do the math. And then the 24-hour turnover in USDT. Below that we have our trading chart, and this allows us to chart directly within the exchange. You can find your tools down the left hand side. You can change the time frame or interval you are trading on at the top left hand corner and add indicators if you want to. In the bottom right hand corner we have the order book and recent trades. The order book shows us the sell orders above the current market price and the buy orders below the current market price. Recent trades are the market trades that have already been executed. It shows us the price, the amount and the time that those were executed. And in the top right hand corner we have our buy and sell area. If we were wanting to buy crypto, we would make sure this is on the buy side, and if we were wanting to sell, we'd select the sell side. To the right of that we have market. If you click on that, it'll change it to limit. So the difference between a market and limit order: a market order is when you are wanting to execute your trade immediately. A limit order is when you can choose a specific price where you would like to get in at. So let's start with a buy limit order. Let's say I've done my technical analysis and I think price is going to come back to this support area. This is when I could go in and place my order at this price, which is 101,587. I would enter that price here. I would then enter the BTC amount I want to buy. If not, I can enter the USDT value or use the slider bar. Once I am happy with the details of this order, I would then go ahead and click buy BTC. It'll show up with a your order has been placed successfully. My order would then show up down the bottom under limit orders. We can see this is the date I have placed it, which is today. It is BTC USDT I am wanting to buy. This is the limit order price I chose. The quantity amount 0.009. Field amount says 0 because price still needs to come back down. Pick my order up before this will trigger and say filled. And that is what a limit order is. It is when you set a specific price where you are wanting to buy or sell. If I want to cancel my order, I can simply come to the end here and click cancel. Now a market order. If I was happy with where BTC is right now and I just want to get in, I don't want to wait, then this is when I would use a market order. That trade would execute immediately. So we can see I don't get to choose a price. There isn't that option like there is with a limit order. It's going to get me in at the best available price in the market. All I would have to do is select the amount I am willing to buy at this current price. So where it says order value, this is where I enter the USDT amount I am willing to spend in order to buy some BTC. Once I am happy with that, I would then go ahead and click buy BTC. Once you have done that, it'll give you a little notification saying your order has been placed successfully. And because it was a market order, it's not going to show here under limit orders, but it will show in trade history. Now that BTC will show in my wallet. So if I head up to wallet in the top right hand corner, there goes that BTC we just finished buying. And that is the difference between a limit order and a market order. Limit order, you set a specific price. Market order, you're executing immediately. Now if I wanted to sell the BTC that I just finished buying, I would hit sell. I can choose between either a market order or a limit order. In this case, I'm going to select limit order, and this is where I get to choose the price at which I want to sell at. So I think price might come a little bit higher to this area. I enter that number here, 105,591. Select the amount I am wanting to sell, either by entering that number manually in BTC or inputting my USDT amount, or by using the slider bar here. I'm going to sell 100% of it, hit sell BTC, a little notification will pop up down the bottom, and then I will be able to see that limit order waiting down the bottom here. If for some reason I change my mind and I don't want to sell anymore, I can cancel this trade just by clicking the X, hit confirm, and now that order will be gone and it will show up in trade history. If I wanted to sell my BTC that I just finished buying now because I changed my mind instantly, then I would click sell, select market, and then use the slider bar to determine how much I want to sell. I'm going to sell 100% of it, click sell BTC, and then it will show me my order has been placed successfully. If I come into trade history, I will be able to see that that trade has now been executed and I should have no more BTC in my wallet, and it should say USDT. So here we can see that BTC is now gone and it has been put back into USDT. Now that we've covered the spot section, let's shift gears and explore the perpetual section where trading gets a bit more dynamic. The perpetual section is very similar in the way that it is laid out. We can find our tickers or trading pairs at the top left hand corner. We can find the current market price of BTC, the 24-hour high and the 24-hour low. The funding rate, and this is where it differs from spot trading. With perpetual contracts you get charged a fee every 8 hours, which is what this countdown timer is here. We have our account balance and equity, open P&L and leverage. When we open a trade, our open P&L will be shown here. It'll also show the amount of leverage that we are using on that trade. In the bottom right hand corner, again we have our order book and recent trades. And to the left of that, we have order details. So if we were in any open trades, they would show here under open position. If we had limit orders waiting, you would select limit orders and we'd be able to see those orders. If we have any closed positions, they would show under closed position. And our trade history, you can see that here as well. To the right of our screen is where we will place our buy and sell orders. Where it says mode, we can choose our margin mode we would like to use. We have isolated, cross and max. There is a description of what each one means. However, for isolated, essentially what it means is that you have an amount of USDT that you are using to enter this trade, and that amount is sectioned off. You could then enter another trade and that amount will also be sectioned off. If your isolated positions were going against you, then you could cut the trade and cut that loss, and it won't affect any of the margin for your other trades or any of the remaining USDT in your account. Meaning the capital that you put on this trade is the most you should lose should your trade go against you or get liquidated. Cross margin means that your trade or position is funded by the entire USDT amount that you have available in your account. Using cross margin puts you at risk should price have a dramatic move in the market and potentially skip your stop loss, hitting your liquidation point and wiping out your entire account. So there are advantages and there are risks to using cross margin. However, if you're just starting out, I recommend that you stay on isolated. Max is similar to cross margin. However, it only locks in the minimum margin needed to open each position. So I'm just going to go ahead and select isolated, hit confirm. Next to that we have leverage. You can adjust the leverage by either typing it in or using the slider bar. This will set the leverage for your long and short positions. We then have market and limit orders, and then we have order by volume. We can change this to show us the order by volume, quantity or margin. I'm going to go ahead and select margin. And this just makes it simple. If I am wanting to put 100 USDT onto this trade, then all I have to do is simply type it in. You can also use the slider bar and this will change the amount of USDT you are putting onto the trade. You can see the available amount you have in your perpetual wallet. The max buy sell. This will show you the quantity in BTC, the volume in USDT, and then we have our take profit and stop loss. So first I'm going to show you how a market order works. Again, this is when we just want to get into the market now. We don't want to wait, price is taking off. Just get me in at the best available price. So this trade is going to execute immediately. I would then select my mode. I'm on isolated, great. Double check my leverage. I want that to be on 10x. It is on market. I then select how much I want to put onto this trade. Let's just go with 10 USDT, which means it's going to be 100 USDT by volume because I am on 10x leverage. I am going to enter my take profit and stop loss. I am in a long position. I want my take profit to be above price, so let's just put in 120,000. And my stop loss is the red number here, so 103,275. And this is great. It's giving me an estimated profit and loss. So if my take profit hits, I will take home 12.78 USDT. And if my stop loss hits, I will lose 3.01 USDT. Once I am happy with my order, I then click confirm and then hit long. My order has now been executed and it is showing under open position. From here, we can go through our order and make sure everything is correct. If you want to share your P&L, simply click on the little upload button and it will show up here. If you want to customize which information is being shown on your P&L card, just simply unselect what you don't want. You can then download that or share it directly to your social media by clicking on the little icons here. If you want to edit your take profit and stop loss, click on the little pencil and change the numbers and then hit confirm. And if you decide you do not want this trade anymore, you can click cancel. Now let's say I wanted to enter another long position on BTC or stagger my orders in. What this will do is open two separate trades but on the same contract. So let me just execute a market order so I can show you. Isolated, 10x leverage, market order, 10 USDT, take profit, stop loss, confirm, and long. We can now see under open positions, it says I have two positions currently open, but only one is showing here. If you click the little drop down arrow, we can now see those two separate orders that I placed. And this is a really cool feature that I like. Let's just say you had the epic legendary entry of 60k. Now you are wanting to add to your position and price is around 90k. What this is going to do is open two separate trades. So if you wanted to secure partial profits on this one here, it won't affect your new position that you have just opened. Or if you wanted to close this trade out early, then this trade will remain open and you won't lose your legendary entry of 60k. Usually, if you open two positions on the same contract going in the same direction, it would adjust your average entry price to somewhere in the middle. Whereas with Millionero, it keeps your two trades completely separate and it doesn't affect your average entry price. Meaning you get to keep that epic legendary entry of 60k, and if you wanted to secure some profits on one of your trades, then it won't affect the other. If I no longer want to be in these trades because I realize maybe I've just bought the top, then I can click cancel. This will close out both of these positions, or I can cancel them individually. Simply hit the X button, double check that I want to close this position. If I only wanted to close out 50%, then I would use the slider bar here. I'm going to close out 100%, click confirm, and now that trade is cancelled. And now I can see my profit and loss stickers. A limit order is when you want to set an order at a specific price. In the case of a long limit order, it would need to be below the current market price. And if you wanted to place a short limit order, it would need to be above the current market price. So let's just say you wanted to set a long limit order and you think price may come back to retest this support area. And you might not be around to watch the charts, or you might be busy that day. You could set this trade up before you head out for the day, and once price comes back down into this area, your trade will then activate, and then from there you would be hoping that the market continues to push up. To set a long limit order up, we just want to make sure we go ahead and select our margin mode. So I am on isolated, select our leverage, and then make sure we are on limit. We would enter the price where the blue line is, so 101,916. Choose how much we are wanting to put on this trade, either by margin, quantity, or volume. I'm going to stay on margin. I'm going to put 10 USDT on this trade. Enter our take profit and stop loss. So in this case, my stop loss is the red number here, 100,563, and my take profit is the green number, 107,820. So select TPSL, make sure this is on the long side, enter those details in here. Now it has shown us an estimated P&L, however this is incorrect for the trade that we have just set up, as it is taking it from the current market price, so you will need to work it out manually. After that, just hit confirm, and now that order will show up under limit orders. This limit order will remain here until price comes back down and triggers our order. Once it has been activated, it will move into open position. If you change your mind and you no longer want this order, you can just go ahead and click cancel and then confirm. If you are wanting to place a limit short order, you would need to choose a level above the current market price. You would then enter that price as your limit entry. I then come over to this area and start entering my details. Make sure my margin mode is on isolated. My leverage is 10x. Is it a market or limit order? In this case, it's a limit order. My price I want to enter, so the grey number, 107.102. I select how much I want to put onto this trade, 10 USDT, and then I can enter my take profit and stop loss. Make sure that it is on the short side. Once I am happy with those details, I click short, and we will now be able to see that order show up under limit orders. So at this point in time, my order is just waiting. It's not opened yet, but once price moves higher and comes back to my entry price, then it will trigger my order and it will move into open position. You can also double check your order, change any details if you need to, check your P&L, and if you should change your mind, you can also cancel it here. Now by default, our margin mode is set on crossed. However, if we wanted to change that, we can come down to settings, and where it says default trade option, we can change this to isolated. We can change our P&L mode to unrealized or actual. And they also have an option here for automatic hedging. However, auto hedge is not available for isolated positions, so it will need to be on cross. So that is something that you will have to weigh out whether you want to do it or not. Now you've got a solid understanding of how to use the spot and perpetual sections in Millionero. If you're ready to get started, use the link in the description to create your own Millionero account. And as a bonus, you'll get free access to our Trade Travel Chill Discord community, where you can ask questions, share your progress, and trade alongside like-minded learners.